Hello and welcome back to my another video. This video is very different from others, and the way I would call this video would be what I would change/add to SCP Secret Laboratory. Now please keep in mind that everything I say here is purely based on my opinion on what I would change or add to the SCP Secret Laboratory game. I myself am a player of SCP Secret Laboratory. In fact, I have over 2,300 hours on the game with all of the achievements, so therefore, before you hate me, keep that in mind. I would put this into three categories. First category would be the playable roles, the second category would be the items, and the third category would be rooms. So let's begin. Starting off at the first category, which would be playable roles. Now, if you don't know, currently in the game you can play as a SCP, Class D, Scientist, MTF, Guard, and Chaos Insurgency team. And I would like to see some different roles to play as, such as, for example, a janitor, who would be replaced by one of the scientists spawned next to the toilets, having on his classic blue clothes of a janitor from SCP Containment Breach. He would spawn with a janitor keycard and would have a flashlight each round because there isn't any mob in the game. The janitor would be in the Foundation team, aka with the MTF and scientists. And when the janitor would escape, he would turn into MTF private, just like regular cuffed Class D after escaping. Another role I would add into the game would respectively, to make it equal for both teams, would be a scientist, but not just any ordinary scientist. This would be a normal scientist, but after like a minute or so, he would have like a green clothes, like signaling he's part of the Chaos Insurgency team, and also the Chaos Insurgency logo on the back and also around his sleeves. Yeah, I know. It would basically be the Chaos Insurgency agent who would be responsible for the containment breach in the first place. I know it's a dumb idea, but I think it would work. After this green scientist would escape, well, respectively the double agent, he would turn into a regular Chaos Insurgency rifleman. And yeah. He would also have like a scientist keycard and medkit, and that would be it. So yeah. Now, as for the SCP role, I would add another playable SCP. The SCP in particular would be called the SCP-457, a burning man. Now, listen here. I know you are asking yourself, well, how would he work? Alright, try imagining he has his own containment cell. It would be the same size as a regular 173 cell in the light containment zone, or his containment cell would look like the one from SCP Containment Breach Ultimate Edition. Like having on top of the cell the water tanks and other things, and the door would be broken so the player could go out, just like 939 currently has. The abilities of 457 would work like this. He would run the same speed as the current SCP-3114 does in the game and walk the same speed as him. However, if SCP-457 would chase or stare at a human for too long, he would move faster, just like the current zombie, the SCP-049-2 does in the game when chasing a human. As for the abilities of 457, he would be able to throw or burst a ball of flame like the snowball from before, which would have a cooldown of 10 to 20 seconds. which would deal 10% damage to any human, no matter the vest they wear, and would activate the burning effect for them or would make their health drain by 1% every second for 30 seconds. Now, the way human team would be able to prevent this damage would be to have medkit or painkillers, so they will regenerate faster than the damage is dealt by the fireball. Another ability I would give to 457 would be to punch like 3114 does without a delay, meaning after 457 punches a human player, he would need to wait 2 to 4 seconds to punch again. This punch would deal 20% of damage and would activate a burning effect, which, as we all know, deals 25% additional damage to the player who has that burning effect. The SCP-457 would also have 500 health and 750 AHP, and the way this AHP could be regenerated would be an ability which I call burning items. And it is exactly how it sounds like. This ability would allow SCP-457 to regenerate AHP only by melting certain items, such as weapons, vests, radios, or flashlights. Now, as for the way humans could counter 457, it would be with grenades, micro, 3x particle disruptor, jailbird, or a new item which I call water gun. This water gun would shoot particles of water onto the 457, which would deny its ability to burn items. Meaning, if this gun is sprayed on 457, he won't be able to regenerate his AHP for 30 seconds to a whole minute, depending on how low SCP-457's HP is. If SCP-457's health is under 30%, it would last shorter time to use the burning items ability, as I said before. Now that we have the roles out of the way, let me talk about Category 2, the items. Now, I would add a few items into the game, but let me just say that I would add a SCP item called SCP-714. The Jaded Ring, which is a ring from Containment Breach, which would slow the player down and drain their stamina, making them able to only walk. And the way I would make this work would be that the player couldn't open his inventory or grab anything, only giving him ability to walk away without the stamina. Or the player could open his inventory but would be only able to see the ring on himself and, well, respectively, would need to drop it. Or, respectively, the player could hold the ring first, and when he would click, there would be like a animation where the ring is being put on the hand, either left or right, and it would like basically drain the player's stamina and would make the player, at least for now, invisible to 049. However, zombies could still see the player, so yeah. If the player would want, he could put the ring away anytime he would like, but it would only last for 10 seconds, so yeah. And also, it would instantly deny for 049 to use the ability called the Good Sense Doctor ability on the player who's wearing the Jaded Ring, because the player is invisible to 049 because he's wearing the ring. Yeah, as I said before, the player would still be targeted by the zombies, so yeah. As for another SCP item I would add, it would be the SCP-109, aka Unlimited Canteen. What it would do in the game would be to remove any burning effect and give a small regeneration after 10 seconds. after drinking from the canteen. So, after you drink from the canteen, the amount of HP regenerated would be only 5 HP, and it would have a cooldown of 1 minute. By the way, all of these SCP items would spawn in the boxes like the rest of SCP items do in a heavy containment zone or a light containment zone. I'm pretty sure you know which one I mean. Now, let's go to the last category, which are the rooms. Now, I would add a new room, such as bathrooms to the entrance zone. It would just be the exact same copy as from the light containment zone. However, janitor wouldn't spawn in entrance zone and would only spawn in the light containment zone. Bathroom. Another room I would add to the entrance zone would be a security room, which would have like computers that would be flashing on and off because they are hijacked due to 079 or without 079 in the current round, and it would provide a spawn location for a guard's role just outside of the security room in the entrance zone. It would require level 2 armory access and the level 2 card, meaning anything above cadet card would be able to open the room. As for what would be inside of the room, as I said, there would be the computers turning on and off every like 10 seconds. There would also be COM 18 on the table and the small armory boxes which would contain the 9x 19mm rounds, flash grenades, radios, crosswhack, and FSP-9. Another room I would add would be the SCP-457 room, which would be in the exact same hallway as SCP-049's elevator is in a heavy containment zone instead of the random generator spawn. The player would take the elevator down to SCP-457 chamber, which would look the same as from SCP Containment Breach Ultimate Edition, and the room would also contain a armory, and this armory would only be accessible with level 3 keycard. As far as I know, there's no level 3 keycard to open anything in the game, so level 3 keycard would be needed to open a door, and this door would lead to a small hallway in the SCP-457 room, which would then be able to give access to water guns, which would shoot these water particles, which then wouldn't allow SCP-457 to use the burning ability, as I said before, for 30 seconds to a whole minute. The room would also contain flash grenades and some ammo for other weapons except for Chaos Insurgency weapons. So yeah, that's all of the things I'd like to see added or changed about SCP Secret Laboratory. Feel free to disagree with my opinion, and if you don't understand anything I just said here before, feel free to ask me in the comment down below. I look forward to answering any questions. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to eat some parsley. Also, don't forget to join my Discord server down below. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Goodbye.